Alright, we're going to do an overview of my M1 Garand. Now this one here, I've had several over the years. I think years ago I had one with a re-welded receiver. These guns were hard to find, and people used to re-weld receivers that were cut up and put guns together from parts kits. That's how rough it was to get your hands on these. The government refused to sell these as surplus, and unless you went through a marksmanship program, the DCM or CMP, you could not get a Garand. And it was a big political controversy, and these firearms always carried a premium. Now in the 80s, a bunch of these came out of Korea. Blue Sky was one, and I had a few of those, but generally the bores were pretty well shot out. Corrosive ammo did them in. Some of them were real horrible, and it wasn't a good deal. Okay, so what happened was I belonged to a club after I got out of the service. I was a veteran, and all I had to do is write a letter to the director of civilian marksmanship. I was in a club where they held the matches, and because I was a veteran, I didn't have to actually participate in the matches, and I could buy a rifle, which I did. Now this one, if you look, the wood's a little beat up on it, on the buttstock, but the handguard looks new. When I had the options to purchase the rifle, there were different grades, and what I chose, they had one where the wooden stock was broken, so you would just get the whole gun without the wood. Okay, they gave you all the parts, but not the wood. The butt plate, all that was included, but no wood. So I just said okay, and it was a little bit less expensive. So I checked that. I had to wait a few months until they come up with one, and then they did. And I sent them the check, all that other fun stuff, and I got the gun sent to me. Probably has a replacement. So when it arrived, I had a used buttstock, and I bought this, I think, from Numerterms or somebody, the new wood set there. And I had a used one here, which that's why it's a little beat up, but it didn't matter. The gun was in pretty nice shape. Has that greenish U.S. World War II Parkerizing, turns that greenish color. And when I ran the serial numbers, Springfield Armory, I believe this gun, again, it's another one that was made in 1947, I believe. But there's a look at it there. I pulled the slide back and I checked the date, and I don't know if it's 1945 or whatever. The barrel's 45, but it could have been a leftover part, and they started producing them again in 47. I'm not quite sure. It's been many years since I checked this, and it kind of really didn't matter to me. But classic gun. It's a nice gun to have in your collection, but now they are extremely expensive. I know Royal Tiger bought in a bunch of them. I don't know how good they were. The Korean ones that came in the 80s, some of them, they were in really bad shape. You can get them fairly cheap. I think the one I bought was like $250, but the bore sucked on it. I was going to have it rebarreled, but I ended up getting this one. It was in fairly good shape. I had to, come up with a stock for it. And I put it together and shot it, and I've shot it several times, and it shoots well. So it's in good condition. Good enough for me without spending a ton of money on it. And at this stage in the game for me, I'm not into collecting them, and the prices they are out there. But you still see them turn up from time to time at the gun show. Matter of fact, that last gun show report, that fellow, he paid about $1,600 for a nice one there. Alright, so there's my overview on this piece. Nothing spectacular, not a shining example. But I still have it, and it's fun to shoot. I will do a video on the Garand thumb, which is something I need to do. And probably if I get around to it, if I do load some ammo for this, I will also, as a member, have a reloading video on reloading for the M1 Garand, because you just can't put anything in here. It's kind of like the 6.5 Grendel and the AR-15. There's a lot of load data out there for that cartridge to be used in a bolt-action rifle, not in an AR-15 platform. Henceforth, same with the 30-06 cartridges. You kind of have to use a certain powder and be careful so you don't bend your op rod with this. You just don't shoot anything in these, and that's something people just don't kind of get. And I'll make a video on that also. Alright guys, hit the like button, subscribe, and stay tuned.